like to get your first playoff win, and are you relieved we will not be asking you about this again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for our team to get the win. Obviously, what a team effort. I mean, our defense played outstanding tonight. Special teams basically set up a score with Johnny pinning them down there, did a great job on field goals. And, we were good enough on offense to score some points and come away with the win. Just happy to be moving on.
For you personally, to get a playoff win, does it mean?
I think it means a lot more to, you guys and all that. I mean, I just want to be a part of this team and help us win. So I trust in myself, trust in my abilities, trust in my teammates. Go out there and play and let the chips fall where they may.
They played really well overall, I think. But, what they did in the first half, I think they held them to 40 yards. I think it was one of the best performances in playoff history in the first, being able to hold a really explosive offense like that, to be able to get a defensive touchdown, a couple turnovers. Just so pleased with those guys, and got a great challenge going against Tom Brady next week.
Michael, I'm feeling like B. Rabbit today. All right? Feeling like B. Rabbit going up against Papa Doc at the end of 8 Mile. Which is to say, Michael, you ain't an MC. I know everything you about to say against me, okay? When it comes to the Rams beating the brakes off the Cardinals last night. Let's see. It was just the Cardinals who you told me not to trust a long time ago. It was the untrustworthy Cardinals who've been falling apart for the last month or so. Stafford didn't do much. It was the running game and the defense. The Rams only got to the same point as in the divisional round that Jared Goff got them last year. Let me see what else. Oh, and they didn't trade 2 1s and a 3 for Matthew Stafford. They didn't trade draft picks for Von Miller. They didn't sign Odell Beckham just to get to the divisional round. So, miss you with all the praise for the LA Rams, right? Go ahead. Tell these people something they don't know about the Rams. Tell these people something they don't know about me. Go ahead, Michael. I know what you're coming with today. Go discredit the Rams' victory last night, right?
No. Actually, I was going to have this for somebody else, but since you brought it up, I might as well bring it up to you.
Okay.
You got to know your audience. You got to know the sport. So I really was going to have this for a different group of people, but I might as well just, you could be my test kitchen right now.
Who was the group? Now I'm curious. Who was the group? Who was the original intended group? Was it like a speech? Like a church group? What was
Western New York. We're all of
Western you still
New
on
York.
that? Or you going on Buffalo Radio or something? When are you talking?
Syracuse,
when are you addressing Western New York?
Syracuse, Rochester,
Oh God.
Buffalo.
Okay, I'll talk you out of it later. Okay, sure, but sure, use me as your test.
But I'm just saying. Look, Mike, when you talk about this sports talk game, it's sports talk, it's sports debate, it's opinion. So you can't. It would be like going on Twitter and saying, "Well, what kind of thoughtful dialogue did you have? You made your points, and the other party made their points, and then you all agreed to disagree." No. It's not built for that. Sports talk is not built for, well, you said this. You were accurate. You were inaccurate. No, it's not built for that. It's just you take a snapshot of how you feel at the time, and as information changes, you change your information. So at the time, when I saw the trade, based on what I saw, Matthew Stafford doing Detroit, based on the 0-3 that he had hanging around him, I said Matthew Stafford was not a good fit for the Rams. When I saw the Rams at the beginning of the season or midway through the season underachieving, I said this group is a bunch of lots of sizzle, no steak, lots of Hollywood, like too much Hollywood, too much Rodeo Drive, not enough Baldwin Hills.
Just because you are a character doesn't mean that you have character. Yeah, I got you. I remember.
All that. Then they changed the game. They changed the script. They're different now. They're playing different football. They are making their achievables. They're reaching their achievables. They're living their best life. They are playing to their resume. They look great. They're a star-studded roster. They look like a star-studded team. what they are on paper and what they are on the field matches up. As the prophet who we celebrated yesterday said, just do what you say you go do on paper. Just be what you say you are on paper. And that's what the Rams are.
So
the Rams
So are you?
So you ain't see that coming, 8 Mile.
Well, no. Wait, no. Okay, so I know you're not trying to educate me on sports talk.
I'm not trying to.
So I know all the tricks.
Yeah.
I know all the tricks.
And
one of the oldest tricks in the book is to blame the individual, the team, or the entity for underperforming and therefore inspiring your awful takes. So it sounds like what you're saying is, I said what I said about the, but it sounds like what you're saying though. Maybe I'm not hearing you right. Is that you?
I go
are
by
saying,
what I say. I say it the way I see it.
So you were wrong because the Rams gave you no choice but to be wrong. You were wrong because Matthew Stafford was 0-3. That wasn't your fault. You were wrong about the Rams because they were underachieving, and that wasn't your fault.
You missed the whole point.
You just said what you had. You said. I'm hearing. I'm hearing you. I'm listening and I'm hearing you.
There is no wrong.
I can hear Jimmy. I can hear Jimmy. I'm hearing everything you're saying.
There's no such thing as being wrong in sports talk. There's no such thing as being wrong. There's no wrong. There's no right. There's no wrong.
There's no right or wrong. There's only opinion. Secret of My Success, 1986. One of my favorite movies. I saw that movie too.
When you're talking about opinion, yes. I'm not sitting here. I'm not the beat writer for the LA Times. That person can be wrong. That person can be wrong. You get the quote. When you're misquoting somebody, when you're doing that, I am a debater. I am an opinionist. I'm just giving my opinion on what I see. So tell me what was wrong about what I saw.
Opinion is crappy.
Well, okay. You don't like the opinion.
You didn't state it.
But what was wrong about
it? But you didn't state it like an opinion. Michael, you literally
what was wrong about it? What did I say?
Me. You made it. I'll tell you exactly what you said. You read it. You made it about me and about my judgment of character and how I'm always attracted to people and things that lack substance because you wrote off the Rams.
Now I'm going to blame you.
You wrote off the Rams. And you said
I'm going to blame you for being sensitive.
That they were fraudulent. And now that they've actually won a playoff game. Look, you should have used the points I gave you. You should have used the points I gave you because this is even weaker. So now you're going to come back and say, oh, well, at the time, I was right.
At the time, right.
And now I'm still right because.
At the time, it wasn't right.
You ever heard of the word accountability?
I'm not looking. See, Mike, you're looking for, are you defending
I'm looking for accountability.
I'm looking for accountability. You're not going to get accountability.
I believe in accountability.
In this space.
Clearly.
No.
Clearly.
I'm not doing it.
Clearly.
I'm not doing it. It's not built for that.
You made that apparent.
Okay, so I'm not. You're not on a degree program. You're not getting something. You're sharing your opinion. So I don't think anything that you say to me is absolute. I don't think anything that you say to me is something that I'm going to hold you to forever and ever. Amen. No.
Okay.
I don't look at it that way. I didn't know that. No. I didn't know that you did either.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So tell me. But once again.
So here's the thing.
No, I'm gonna.
Don't ever bring up the Bucks or Kevin Durant's shoe size again, because I think what our loyal listeners and viewers realize from this conversation that we're having right now is that when convenient, Michael Holley wants to move the goalposts. And Michael Holley wants to make this all fun and games when it's convenient. But if the Rams would have lost last night, you had some takes saved in drafts, even against the Cardinals. Yesterday I called it the BFA Bowl. Yesterday I called it the brother from another bowl.
I don't know. You make it.
You didn't know why?
You're making it something.
No, but it was because it was two. But it was two teams that we probably spent so much time disagreeing over their trustworthiness. That's why I called it the brother from another bowl. And really, no matter what happened, we couldn't lose because one of those two teams was going to be left looking in the mirror. If the Rams had choked last night, Bruh, you are not going to sit up here and tell me that you wouldn't have run back all the times that I have caped up for Matthew Stafford. You weren't going to remind him that Jared Goff got him to the Super Bowl. Michael, you act like I ain't been sitting here enduring this shit for the last 2 years. I know you, dude. I remember what you say when you don't remember it. So you don't get to come here today and say that it was the Rams' fault and that this is just fun and games and you weren't really serious.
It is.
You certainly sounded serious. You certainly sounded serious when you talked about how the Rams were frauds.
See,
I can't believe
you're
you
going
right
back
now.
You're going back 2 years. All you have to do. See, you're going back too long. You got to keep up as I move the goalposts because the goalposts are there for me to move around. I thought this is all optional. This is all a theoretical board. I move it around as situations change and as I need things in my life. So 2 weeks ago, I told you that not only am I picking the Rams to beat the Cardinals, I said if the Rams if they play the Buccaneers, I'm picking the Rams over the Buccaneers. I told you that. You're going back too far. You're going back to the beginning of the season. I just told you, I think it was last week. I said the Rams match up really well with the Bucs.
So you want immunity. All right. Okay.
I want to move the board so it's convenient for me. The Rams are working for me. They were working for me last night. I was not rooting against them. Remember that? We used to do that on, we were playing the college football game.
College. Wait. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
So, like, hey, that team right now, if you beat that team wins, that team's working for me right now.
But it was Madden too.
For my purposes.
But it was Madden too, because when you make a trade and the more, like for a draft pick, and the more somebody was losing, they're working for me right now. They're losing, and my draft pick is improving. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So the Rams were working for me last night. I was not rooting against them. I was rooting for Matthew Stafford. Game ball to him. I was rooting for Odell Beckham Jr., who I also trashed while he was in Cleveland. Game ball for him.
And you trashed him when they signed him. And when they signed him.
You forgot about that.
You were telling me how I didn't have a chance to get to it yet. I was getting there.
He won't be a difference maker.
He won't be a difference maker. He won't matter. Thank you. All of these things. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm from a day. See, Michael, you don't know about this. You new kids. Y'all like to have y'all Twitter fingers, and y'all like to talk on the internet, and y'all like to throw stones and hide your hands. I come from a day, Michael Holley. You may not. I come from a day where you wrote a column one day and you showed up the next day. Okay? I come from a time, a bygone time of accountability. Okay? The halcyon days of accountability. Okay? Just let people know, hey, I'm here. I'm not just saying something from the comfort of a press box. I'm here. If I got an opinion, I could back it up. You can step to me. If you got a problem with it, you can speak on it. So when you told me that Odell Beckham was the problem in Cleveland, Odell Beckham and his dad were the problem in Cleveland, when you told me that the Rams were just adding another shiny toy to eventually fall apart, okay, I'm sorry if I remembered those things and thought that you were actually bringing some thought to that take, so I took you seriously, not knowing that you were going to just do a 180 when convenient.
It's disposable. It's disposable.
Yeah, okay.
Listen,
All right.
I know you like fast food. You like fast food, right? I know
not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm trying to cut out. I'm trying to cut it out.
You lied.
I'm trying to cut it out.
You went to Taco Bell 2 days ago. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I know you love your Taco Bell. But anyway,
not
you
anymore.
go there.
College.
It feeds something in that moment, but you don't take it home, put it in the refrigerator, and eat it the next day or a couple days later. It just serves something for that moment. And that's what it was. At that moment, I didn't say, by the way, for the record, because people are taking you seriously now, because you're getting all high-minded and sedity on us, and you're saying, well, I come from I come from a time where we said what we meant what we said, and we stood by it. Stop it. Now, just for the record, Mr. Accuracy, I never said Odell Beckham Jr. was the problem in Cleveland. I know too much about Cleveland to say that.
Problem. All right.
Nobody's
problem.
The
but he
problem
was
in
washed.
Cleveland. That goes back years.
And he's shown not just last night, but toward the end of the season that was an excellent pickup among all the excellent pickups they made. But let's just the moment's long since passed.
Okay.
Let's actually talk about narratives in general, and Matthew Stafford in particular, even going into yesterday's game. But going into yesterday's game, we didn't get to it in yesterday's show. Surprise, surprise. We tend to go long on topics. But I wanted to say yesterday, you know who was not under any pressure last night? And he may disagree, or they may disagree. Matthew Stafford. You know why? In my mind, Matthew Stafford was not under any pressure last night because so many people, such as yourself, have long since had their minds made up about Matthew Stafford. And for that matter, Odell Beckham Jr. So if Matthew Stafford would have, thrown a pick six from his own end zone last night, for instance, all Matthew Stafford would have done is live down to your expectations for Matthew Stafford. Because you and many others never believed that Matthew Stafford, despite all he did to lift Detroit to some level of respectability, never believed that he was a winning player. Same for Odell Beckham. Not a winning player. I believe those were your words. Not a player that you can have on a winning organization. Okay? And so had they gone in last night and lost at home,
but I might have.
Matthew Stafford would have just perpetuated. It would have been a self-fulfilling prophecy in many respects for Matthew Stafford. The only individuals who were under any pressure last night in my mind were Les Snead and Sean McVay. Because again, as we pointed out, I believe they got to the divisional round last year with Jared Goff. Of course, they made it all the way to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So if the people who mortgaged their future in terms of draft capital in order to bring in Matthew Stafford did not at least get into the second round of the playoffs, they would have had more explaining to do than the guy who had set a record for most touchdown passes and most starts without ever winning a playoff game, which brings me to point number two. What tickles me today is the people who are giving game balls and flowers to Matthew Stafford as if Matthew Stafford overnight became a different quarterback than he'd been his entire career when you and Jason Johnson and others were calling him Stat Pafford. He didn't do anything different last night than he always does. He just has a better team, which is why I can't stand one-loss records for starting quarterbacks. Because Matthew Stafford is no better now than he ever was. He's just in a better set of circumstances. And now people like you want to give him game balls.
Well, great. Well, good for you for being thoughtful
Johnny
and looking at looking at the big picture. But you know what? But you don't do that. You don't do that. You do that to suit your own purposes too. Because the bottom line is, a guy played most of his career, and I'm sorry, I didn't make up the rules. He never won a playoff game, Mike.
His team never won a playoff game.
They're not.
He just only played in Detroit.
Okay. No, you are so full of it. Because let me tell you what you just did on national TV last week.
Is that what this is?
Just last week. Last
what did
week.
I do?
Yes, this is what this
What did I
is.
say?
And then what you did.
What did I say?
And you did on old school. Since you like the old school so much,
now your memory's working. Oh, now your memory's working.
Now
What did I say?
Old school linear TV making an argument about Tom Brady, and you said Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowls. Not Tom Brady, not Tom Brady's team.
Oh, I didn't even know how to spell it out for you. I thought that goes without saying.
No, stop. You do it when it's convenient, just like everybody else. You're not above the fray. You're not special. You're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
no, that's
I
fair.
know it is.
That's fair.
So everybody else,
when it comes to certain quarterbacks or certain individuals, like Michael Jordan has 6 rings. Just do certain arguments.
Right. You're doing the same thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, now look, it's going too far to call Matthew Stafford all the things that people call him. I've never called him that. Now, I did call him a dome quarterback. Shame on me.
You laughed.
Shame on me.
You laughed.
I did. Yeah. Okay, I laughed at the joke.
You stood by and did nothing about evil, which made you complicit.
Maybe I should have been more of an ally. I should have been more of a Matthew Stafford ally. I was not.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I confess. But he hadn't won a playoff game. You don't look at it this way. You think Matthew Stafford, just guess, we're speculating. You think Matthew Stafford went home and said, I'm the same quarterback as I was before. These people tripping.
Yes.
Just because I'm advancing to a place.
I think he's getting a kick out of it. Yes. I think he's getting a kick out of it.
That I've gone to a place that no lion has ever gone before.
I think he's getting a kick out of it. Yes. If I were him, I would laugh at y'all thinking that I'm different. Like I'm a different dude than I was the last 13 years. I just have a better coach. I have a
different
than I've had for the most part. Jim Caldwell notwithstanding. I have a better supporting cast, a better deep. Well, I said notwithstanding. I said Jim Caldwell notwithstanding. For the most part, I qualified that. Yeah, but I mean, like, I have a better defense than I've had. I have a star-studded cast, which allows me to throw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and win a game instead of always having to play from behind, instead of always having to have gaudy passing stats because I ain't got a running game to speak of. So I think he is tickled. And you know what else is going to be funny? See, I also know what you're setting yourself up for next week. So you're picking the Rams. You're putting all the pressure, at least whatever pressure there is on this here program. You're picking the Rams to beat the Bucs in Tampa. But if one playoff win Matthew Stafford should lose to 35 playoff win Tom Brady on the road, I don't think you're going to be excusing Matthew Stafford and the Rams next week. You're more than likely going to be talking about how they underachieved, even though they lost on the road to the defending Super Bowl champion. I know you, dog. I know you. No, okay, that's not okay. All right. Well, you're not going to do it now because I called you on it.
No, I would do it. I mean, if it's what I wanted to do, I would absolutely do it. But what you have missed here, you've missed a transformative moment, and I'm disappointed in you. You've missed that I'm in a different place now, Michael. I'm in transition. I'm in a different place. You know, seeing Cincinnati win the AFC. Okay, right.
You happen to catch me in a transition period.
Yeah, yes I am.
Normally you two would be dead as fried chicken, but
yeah.
Okay. I caught you in a transition period.
Do you read the Bible? Mike? No, but really.
Not regularly.
Seeing Cincinnati win the AFC North, and win the first playoff game since 1991. Seeing Odell Beckham Jr. and Matthew Stafford and all of this, seeing them just get to a different place and just change the conversation has made me look at myself. It has made me I'm very pensive, very reflective.
Just say you're tired of being wrong all the time. That's what it really is. Maybe you're looking at the landscape and being like, damn, I got to do better.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.